There is a tax election with a deadline, and most business owners never hear about it until after it's already passed. Quick note before we get into it, I'm an AI avatar of Askia Roberts, a licensed CPA. Every word here was written and approved by the real me. The election is the S-corp election, and missing the deadline doesn't cost you a fine. It costs you an entire extra year of paying more in taxes than you had to. I'm going to show you what the deadline actually is, what it's worth in real numbers, and why so many business owners find out too late. Here's how the deadline actually works. In general terms, the exact date and rules depend on your entity's situation. So this is education, not a substitute for checking your own filing calendar. If an LLC or eligible entity wants its S-corp election to apply retroactively to the start of the current tax year, there's generally a filing deadline early in that year, commonly referenced as March 15th for calendar year businesses. Miss that window, and in most cases, the election doesn't take effect until the following tax year. That means an entire additional year of paying self-employment tax on the full amount instead of splitting income into salary and distribution. Nobody sends you a reminder for this. It's not on your calendar unless someone puts it there. This isn't a story about anyone being careless. It's a structural gap. A lot of accounting relationships are built around compliance, preparing the return for the year that already happened. The S-corp election deadline is forward-looking. It's about a decision for the year that's currently in progress, and it has to be made and filed before that year gets very far along. If your accountant relationship is built around filing what already happened rather than flagging what's coming up, this specific date can slip through completely unnoticed year after year without anyone catching it. That's not an indictment of your accountant. It's a mismatch between what compliance work covers and what planning work is supposed to catch. Let's put an illustrative number on it. Again, a range, not a promise, because your actual numbers depend on your specific business. Take a business netting around $180,000 in profit. Without the S-corp election, the full amount is subject to self-employment tax. With the election, paying a reasonable salary and taking the rest as a distribution, the typical savings can land well into 5 figures a year, depending on the salary to distribution split and compliance costs. Miss the deadline, and that's not a one-time miss. It's an entire year of that gap gone that doesn't come back. The math doesn't change. Only whether you caught the date does. Here's the actionable part. If you're running an LLC or sole proprietorship and you haven't had an explicit conversation about the S-corp election and its deadline, that conversation needs to happen before the current year gets too far along, not after. Put the date on your own calendar. Don't rely on it showing up on someone else's. And when you do have that conversation, make sure it includes the reasonable compensation question, the salary number that makes the whole structure hold up under scrutiny. This isn't a complicated decision. It's a decision that has to happen on time, or it doesn't happen for this year at all. Whether you run a practice, a trades or contracting business, or a professional services firm, the specifics of this election and whether it's even the right move for you look different depending on which one you are. The link in the description goes to the right one. Just tell us what you run. That business owner from the beginning didn't lose the opportunity forever just for 1 year because nobody put the date in front of them in time. You don't have to let that happen to you. Put this on your own calendar. Have the conversation early. And if this year's window is ours, that just means next year's is the one that matters now. You need about 15 minutes and the right numbers for your specific business. That's what's waiting behind the link below.